Calling all nerds. This is More Than Dice, the podcast where we dive deep into the realms of everything nerdy. Whether you're a nerd culture connoisseur, a tabletop titan, a miniature gaming marveler, or just someone who proudly embraces their inner geek, this is the podcast for you. And now, let's get to the show.
Welcome to episode 346. Nestor is off this week. He is at a Gen Con, almost at Adepticon. He is at Gen Con this week.
Nestor, right?
Yeah, and
wrong month. Wrong month.
He will be back this week. And Sunday we'll be doing a Gen Con review. But this week we're going to be talking about Star Wars Galactic, Vegas, and Compassion because we have the awesome, lovely, and beautiful Bree joining us today. Hey, Bree.
Flattery will get you everywhere. Hi, everybody.
We know how to flatter two girls here.
Oh, shucks.
So today we went and did... we haven't streamed for like 2 weeks because we had to get ready to go out. And then we went out and we were there through Sunday. So we were gone quite a bit. And
it was a lot of work, man. I'm sorry. I should have warned you about that part.
Which is fine. This is something that, you know, what was funny is we were talking amongst the team, the More Than Dice team, about, you know, doing things and going out and doing stuff. And we're doing that more. You know, we're talking to other people, we're talking to other content creators, talking to other, you know, everything. And we're making connections and people are asking us to go places and do things with them and help out, which is good because that's what we want to do. If it means we can't do the podcast for a week or two, fine. We would rather be going out and helping the community doing that and then come back and talk about it. So no problem whatsoever. We, thoroughly enjoy it. And it was really, really awesome. That's our Galactic review, by the way. Have a good note.
Good, let's keep it short and sweet, so we're good.
Yeah. Guys, we want to send a big shout out to our friends at Turbo Dork for sponsoring the channel and providing a lot of cool things for us and our viewers. They were at Gen Con this week, and if you didn't get to see them, make sure you go check them out. Bree's got news. What do you got?
News? What did I do?
I don't know. You look like you were going to say something about Turbo Dork.
Oh, no, I was going to say Turbo Dork had a really good weekend at Gen Con. I've been checking in with them. Super excited for them. It was their first Gen Con, so. Oh,
good.
Right on, homies.
I saw the pictures. And I was like, they look like they had a good time.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Nestor's at Gen Con. He's done a lot of things there. We'll come back and we'll talk about that when he gets back. But we got to talk about what's going to be going on this week. There's going to be a slight change this week. There will be no Wednesday night show. There will be a Thursday night show. Where we're going to be streaming the episode of Rebirth of Souls.
5 of Rebirth.
Yeah, episode 5 of
They
Rebirth.
Twice in 1 week. It's like Christmas.
Yeah. Which, if we can get everybody to do it, we are actually switching our characters over from 5th edition to Daggerheart. I think 3 people have got theirs done. Slade, I think, has got his done. He's just got to share it with me so I can give out magic items. And such, and we got to get.
Don't ask me about Jake.
Jake, we gotta get Jake to do it, but he's been, doing things. But we decided.
Gen Con too, as well.
No, he did not go to Gen Con.
Yeah.
Okay,
but he
was at
San Diego.
He was at San Diego. Yeah.
Yeah, San Diego Comic Con.
So yeah, he's still in recovery mode. He's fine. He's got time.
Yeah.
Also, he's a busy man.
He's got till Thursday. But we will on Thursday we will be streaming the Rebirth of Souls episode 5, and we left on a slight cliffhanger, slight fun thing that happened, and so we'll be doing that. And then Saturday,
you to work on your definition of fun first off.
If you haven't listened or watched the last episode, you should, because it was pretty fun. And then
Getting him a dictionary for Christmas.
Friday, nothing. Then Saturday, we have our Lost Souls campaign that Nestor's running, which we cannot wait to play in. We are having so much fun with that. Can't wait to get Tomlin back in his seat and have a lot of fun. And then Sunday, we'll be doing the show again to get stuff going. So we're really freaking busy, but a lot of fun stuff is happening. A lot of things are going on, and it's going to be a lot of good fun. We appreciate y'all listening. We do have some shout outs this week since it's been about 2 weeks since we've been off air. First thing, Michael Jamal Warner,
Yep, Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yeah,
was the first one.
Yeah, passed away.
Cosby Show.
Yeah, Cosby. He actually was in a recently show where he played a doctor, and he accidentally drowning.
Brunson's husband on something.
He played what?
Is that the show? Quinta Brunson's husband or something like
I
that?
don't remember. I just know that he was doing something recently. But he was a accidental drowning. Sad news. Something that happened just not too long ago, right before we came on the air. Lonnie Anderson passed away. She was almost 80 years old. Classic 80s bombshell blonde lady. Made a ton of news.
Ex-wife, yeah.
Yep. So she passed away. We had, of course, the dark father of heavy metal, Ozzy Osbourne, passed away. Pretty big news. Who else? Did I miss anybody else?
I believe that we also had Julian LaFay. He was with a game company, if I'm remembering.
Oh yeah,
right?
yep.
I don't know.
Shadow Sword says DM fun does not equal character fun.
Hey.
Yeah.
But
I think I saw an article today. Sorry, while we're on the RIP Ozzy thing, I think I saw an article today that said Mick Jagger actually canceled all his birthday plans so he could perform at the services.
Yeah. I mean, Ozzy,
not
only by himself, Black Sabbath, he an icon. An icon. And a lot of people said that, there have been some interviews with a lot of people about his last performance and everything, that pretty much he was holding on for this, and then that was about it.
Yeah.
They felt that, and it was like
he went out on his own terms.
Yep.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So, he was getting kind of old and up there, but and then we have to do a shout out to some people that we need to talk about. We need to shout out to our friends. We have some awesome friends that not only help us out on the podcast and join us on the podcast, they also invite us to go do cool shit. And they also hang out with us and respect us a lot and celebrate with us when we have victories, and we celebrate when they have victories, and we help each other out. So just so you know,
the part is it's only been like 6 months since we've met each other. I'm assuming you're talking about me at this point.
Oh no, I was talking about Sesame Street, but that's okay.
That's okay, yeah.
In general,
it's only
know.
been 6 months, and this is like, if you told me when I was like 12 that I would have had friends like in that after 6 months of knowing them, it's like I've known them my whole lives, I would have laughed in your face.
Well, I wanted to bring this up because we met Bree at Adepticon, and it was actually kind of just a flyby thing in our little meet and greet. We gave cards out and such. Yeah, and it was quick. And then Missy's like, I like her. She's kind of cool. I says, okay, we'll stop by Turbo Dork and we'll sit there and hang out, and we'll get to know her a little bit more. And I was like, okay. And then of course she knows Faye being Faye, walks up, and I was like, hey Bree, and you're like, hey. And I'm like, and then we started talking, and we started getting to know each other, and we started sharing phone numbers, and we've had a really good friendship starting this.
The best part, the key talking point of how on the same page we've been since the start, is when you came to me about our campaign we're in, You were like, "Do you know anyone else who would want to play?" And I was like, "Oh, you should ask Oz." And you're like, "Well, actually, he said we should ask you."
And then, you know, we got together, and when people click, they just click.
Yeah.
And so Bree, while she is not an official member of the podcast, she is always welcome on here because she does a lot
She's
of cool
family.
stuff. She's family to us.
You're making me cry, you bitches. You're
So
You're fucking welcome.
Bree and so Bree invited us to go to Vegas and help her out with compassion and do all this stuff. We're gonna get into the show, but for people to trust in us and as a team and everything to help her out in something that she's very passionate about really means a lot to us. So we just wanted to say a big thank you to Bree and Compassion for believing in us and thinking that we're awesome enough that we can go to Vegas with you. So
We love you. And Adam has been talking about how awesome you guys are since we came home to go. So like he was super happy about it. This was actually the first, when we get into it, this was the first event that I fully ran on my own for Compassion. And he was just there and he's like watching all. He's like, I could not be more proud.
Yeah.
So you guys were a big part of that. So thank you.
So we have to get to some serious business real quick. We don't like to get to serious very much, but we have to get to serious for a second. Mizzy, what are you drinking tonight?
So I have drank the majority of my strawberry kiwi water because I'm dehydrated, as one
Oh,
is.
that's
But I also have some light blue Gatorade that I mixed up earlier, so that's what I got. And then I've got some munchies and crunchies over here. But yeah.
Bree, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking Lost and Found Energy cream soda. It is energy drink. It is 10 calories and it's got hydration in it. I don't know what kind of hydration, but it says hydration on the thing, so it's got hydration.
It says it has hydration. Does it have hydration though?
I don't feel like I'm gonna pass out after I drink it, so yes.
Okay. I'll accept it.
What are you drinking?
I am doing the good old trusty water, like usual, but I have a celebration. And so I can't talk about it on air, but I do have a celebration that is a change in my life. Yeah, everybody knows it. If you follow me, you know what it is.
If you're on his Facebook, you know. If you know, you know.
We can talk about it later, but right now I can't let it go on air. But I am going to have a little bit of Maker's Mark to celebrate while we talk about this stuff. So, guys, as usual, please look after your friends. Please look after everybody. Please check in. Even if you haven't talked to them and you know something's up, you haven't heard people, just say, hey, how you doing? Because we need to look after each other in today's age. So, cheers.
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 One more.
I cannot do one more, unfortunately. I finished my drink.
You're a butt. How you
But I
gonna
get my Gatorade.
Is this why your ass is dehydrated?
I will say.
You ever have a hydrated?
So let's talk about the dehydration, because
it had me on my ass all day yesterday. So go ahead.
So where most of us, you know, Mizzy and I, Arkansas area, tons of, you know, humidity and everything.
Moisture.
We get to
So
Vegas.
weird.
We get to Vegas. Our skin is so fucking dry. We're trying to hydrate. We're lotioning up. And not a motherfucking thing is working. Holy crap.
So we have that issue, and there was a really fancy bath bomb place in the shops, the Venetian that we went to, and we got like shower steamers, we got bath salt, like a bath like powdery, not salt, but like you drop it in like all the same. Oh my god, it helped so much. I know it's just a cash grab, but it worked so well. Like I'm using it here too, and it's so nice.
We had to pick up some Epsom salt to soak in because, yes, it's miracle worker.
Those tubs were amazing. Holy cow.
They were.
So we flew out to Vegas. If you watch the pre-ramble, you can hear about all of our travel and everything there. And our partying outside of Vegas. But we stayed in the Venetian. Let's just say the Venetian is an experience. The Venetian is awesome. Kudos for the Venetian. And also, we had a little slight issue with our AC. They came out in the middle of the night and fixed it and got us set back up where we had cool air in our room again.
Beautiful.
So, I did have to tell them that we did not take the M&Ms. I was looking, so we had 2 TVs in our room, and I thought there was 2 remotes. No, there's 1 remote for 2 TVs.
Yeah.
And so I thought in this little thing that they had all these snacks and all this stuff in there, that there was a remote in there. So I was moving stuff around trying to look for it, and of course not there.
Motion activated too.
Yeah, it's got all the sensors in it, and it thought we stole, and we ate a bag of M&Ms, which was $14. So the lady came in the next day.
There's the little shop right there, and it's only $4. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and so
my place of worship and get it instead.
Oh no. The lady came in, wanted to replace it, and says, "Ma'am, it's still there. Can you look at it?" And so she reset everything, and of course we didn't get charged for it, but I was like, holy crap. But our room was fabulous. I mean, we had 2 queen beds, a living area where Mizzy and I played games on the table. We watched the Sphere while we were doing things, watched the TV. So while I'm going to switch the camera over to the paint cam, because I have to paint stuff for my Wither Wild campaign, and I want to get some of that. And yeah, the snack bowl is low jacked. The entire snack bar and the refrigerator has sensors and everything. So if you move it and it thinks you took it and doesn't reset properly, it'll just charge you. Yeah. So I'm going to switch over the camera. But Bree, why don't you tell us, of course, give us a little brief rundown of Compassion and why we're at Galactic and, that little background real quick.
Why did we do what we do?
Why did we do what we do? Because I'm awesome.
Yes.
Yes. So what we did was we were invited. I've been working alongside Asmodee and Fantasy Flight for 2-ish years now, doing different conventions with them. And one of their events managers was like, "Oh, we have this thing coming up. If I need sensory services, like, do you know a lot about it? What should I do?" And I was like, "Hey, here's my card. Like, you can contract us," kind of a thing. So that evolved, and we got to fly our team out to Vegas for the first ever Star Wars Galactic World Championship, which, if you've never played a collectible card game, trading card game before, basically you compete in smaller tournaments that you pay to play in, and you get points for playing in those tournaments. And the more points you accumulate, the more likely you are to be invited to the World Championship at the end of the season. And basically, Fantasy Flight pays for you to go out to this final tournament, to see who's the best in the world, kind of a deal. So there were people from, like, who did we meet? We met people from, like, Germany. We met people from, where else did we meet people
Austria.
from?
I know I met someone from Austria.
I know the winner was from Poland.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's literally all over the world, and everyone came in and competed in this tournament. And we had a sensory room, and Fantasy Flight was incredible with this opportunity. We made some sensory kits and handed them out to people that were in the areas of the show. Like, there was a connect space, so you could, like, shop. You could like, just relax, kind of thing. Check out some cool props from those were from, like, Sweden. I think those were from Sweden. I'm like 99% sure those were from
All the
Sweden,
props, they were from a company called Factory X, I think is what it was.
Project X.
Project X1.
It's a European company. I want to say it was Sweden. I don't know. I'm gonna get doxxed on the internet for that, but that's okay. Totally fine. But they had, like, they had an X-Wing, they had TIE Fighter, they had
full size.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
It was
full
so
size
freaking
X-Wing.
cool. I got to talking to the 501st guys, and they thought that the sensory kits were super dope. Like, he asked me for more for the rest of this team, so we gave him more. I got to talking with one of the R2s that was there. Was owned by someone who lived up in Reno area, I think. And his son has Asperger's, so we were talking about it a lot. and he was floored. A lot of people were floored. We were handing out the kits to people who looked like they needed them. When Jen and I were doing our lap, Gonzo, you fade everywhere, is all I was told.
So,
Adam went
Yes,
into the
Gonzo.
weekend
Yes,
not
Gonzo
knowing what.
fade.
Adam went into the weekend, my business partner went into the weekend not knowing that "fey" could be used as a verb, and then he was accurately using it to depict Gonzo by day 2, and it was great.
yeah. So day 2, because day 1 was pretty much getting everything built and ready. Day 2 was actually the start of the convention. And so what I did is I grabbed this really huge bag with all these little kits in it and went up to the line and just started handing them out and using my face, talking to people, saying what it was, blah, 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 blah. And people were just eating it up. And I gave away, I mean, the bag was huge. It was like 2 foot by 2 foot, 2 foot
we
deep
went through
bag.
so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gave away 3 full bagfuls before I was done. And everybody was through the lines. They were like,
and here's the thing. Steve was like to Erica and I when we were in the sensory room doing our thing. He was like, "Do y'all need to go help him or anything?" I said, "No, we'll slow him down. We will let him do what the Fae do."
Yeah, so I gave away nearly 3 full bags and a crap ton of the stuff. So I got.
Everyone loved it.
Yeah, I think the biggest hit was the alcohol wipes. People were just digging the alcohol wipes.
So you put a
Rob-
bunch of rooms, you put a bunch of nerds in a sweaty room together, and they're gonna want their glasses cleaned. Rob ended up taking like up the rest of the box of what we had left, and he was doing demos of Shatterpoint, and he just had the box with him, and people were flocking to him, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, he was like, "Make sure you tell Bree thank you for me for doing that."
I love him.
Hey there, Cookie.
Hey, Cookie.
Cookie!
All right, sorry to interrupt, but go ahead. Asmodee, you've known them for 85 years, and they said, "Hey,
Oh my
Bree."
God. They're sweethearts. They were like, let's do this. And so they put their money on us, and it paid off. It was, to my knowledge, if a tournament of this caliber has something like this, it's not as well noted. We had a couple podcasters actually come in the sensory room at like low key times and ask, can I take a video of this for my blog? Like, this is really cool. I don't see this anywhere else. Like, this is an amenity that I really enjoy that you have, and the fact that you have it, like, I really want to just talk about it and share your passion and stuff. And I was like, absolutely. So it was a lot. There were a lot of people who, when we were passing out the kits, were like, I'm on the spectrum. I didn't know that this was something that could be given out at shows. Like, this is really freaking cool. So we got a lot of really good feedback in the moment, and a lot of the uppers that I had spoken to and the staff that I had spoken to were incredibly grateful for what we do. And all we did was sit in a room and assemble some kits and play with Legos all weekend. And it was the best weekend that I've had in a really long time. So we
getting that stuff put together and everything, fine. It's all part of doing what we need to do to get things done. They're no big deal. What I thought was very interesting sitting in there is the amount of women that came in. There was a ton of, and I think that was primarily what our people were that came in there, where a lot of girls/women that came in just to get away for a few minutes, and they were nerdy people that were doing things. It wasn't like a mother and their kid. It was adult girls that came in to just get away for a bit, which is good because typically when everybody, the stereotype is at a convention is, guys.
Dudes.
So it's really good that you point that out, because that's something that we see a lot in our normal rooms at comic book conventions as well, is that it's mostly adult women or girls that come in, because it's a lot of guys. And guys, the stereotyping is true, and nerdy guys are kind of creepy sometimes. And because of that stereotyping, men on the spectrum don't need to mask it in a situation where this is like a hot take and a half right here. So as someone on the spectrum, so if they feel like they're like gonna get called out on something, they're not gonna get called out on it because no one's called out on it at a convention. Like you have guys taking the weird pictures and not asking permission for pictures of cosplayers all the time at conventions. And so for men, it's easier to blend in with the crowd, as it were. So
Mhm.
women do tend to come to our sensory rooms to just escape it for a minute. We have policies in place. We have our enforcers, which are our team, that just make sure everyone feels safe and comfortable, because
Yeah.
that's what our rooms are about. So it's incredible that in a first time event, it's our first time really off the East Coast doing an event, that people are recognizing that about our space.
Well,
And that was a really good feeling.
so as a podcaster and someone that goes to conventions a lot, one of the things
Yeah.
that Mizzy and I noticed is we were walking around and so on and so forth, that there was a very diverse crowd.
Oh my God, yes.
Very, very
Oh my
diverse
God,
crowd in the fact of not just by race, but like families and genders. Very, very diverse. I mean, you're used to, you go to a gaming, miniature convention or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
It's primarily guys, so on and so forth. But there
Card
was
games are a whole different ball game.
yeah,
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
there
Yeah.
was a ton of guys, but
Yeah.
there was also fathers with kids and, daughters and sons. And I'm just, guessing on that because, they were together. But then
Yeah.
wives, single girls, families,
Yeah.
everything. And there was
Actually playing.
and actually
yeah,
playing.
well,
Amazing.
Brian taught you guys how to play, and you
Yeah.
guys got to see firsthand. Like, this game is incredibly accessible. It's
Oh,
so easy to spin the verbiage, the play styles, everything into a way that anyone can understand it. And that's what I took pride in when I did my extra work with Asmodee and Fantasy Flight over the last couple of years, is when I was teaching Star Wars Unlimited and I taught a couple of their other games, just making it that experience where anyone could pick it up and want to play it and not feel like they were being gatekept by the language, if that makes sense.
Well,
So
Yeah,
also,
totally.
it's crazy.
so I mean, I've played Magic the Gathering, I've played Lorcana, so
I'm
on and so
sorry.
forth. And so
I
I'm
played
used
both, I'm sorry.
to, like, if you want to play a competitive or a good, decent sized deck, you're spending $300-$400.
How much
And
did you pay for your deck you built, Gonzo?
I built 2 decks, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, how
So
much did you pay for
Gonzo's
Savvy?
extra.
so I went
That's really
online
bad.
and I went to go find the competitive deck that's my play style. I like fast, quick decks that just, do stuff. Now, unlimited, you can only do one thing, so it's not like huge combos. And the one thing I learned about Unlimited, about the collecting scene, is you can get a rare card and it's like 25 cents. But then if you want
Yeah.
the rare card with the alternate art or the foil and all this other stuff and all this other things, then it starts getting to be expensive, like the $100 and, whatever. And so I was researching it, and by like it was like Saturday night, I was like,
I bought my deck.
I was
We
like,
learned it Friday, and then automatically he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm buying this."
You know, I
and
have like half the cards in my binder that I was trying off.
and so I was like, I'm gonna buy this deck. I don't want foils. I don't want alternate art. I just want the basic cards. And a very competitive deck that made it into day 3, and didn't make it in the
that's
top
awesome.
8, was the Sabine Wren deck, which I love Sabine as a character to begin with. You know me, I'm a big Star Wars fan, and it's a it's a deck that I like because it's a speed fast
Very
deck.
deck.
Yeah, very fast
Very
deck. And I looked at it, and so I took the guy's list, priced it out, and for a competitive deck, it was $120 plus shipping. So the cards were about 75 to 100, give or take, and then combined with the shipping and tax and all that,
Yeah.
it came to like 125 for a
Curse you,
competitive.
bastard.
Yeah, for a competitive top tier deck type
But if
thing.
you go into like competitive top tier Magic, you're looking at like
$600-$700.
$600
Yeah,
to maybe start playing Modern.
yeah.
Let's not talk about Legacy. Legacy's gross.
And then I found another deck that was a Sabine deck, and it was a little bit different, a little bit take on that one. I bought that one. It was a competitive deck. It had been used quite a bit and won quite a different smaller tournaments, and that was $25 for that deck.
Yeah. it's insane to think about, especially having played these games as long as I have, and like having like I competed in Eternal Extravaganza for Magic, which was really big in the Philly area, back in like 2015, I think it was, but it was a while ago. And playing competitive Urzatron Legacy, like, and then coming here and like seeing the evolution of the card games, it's really awesome because companies are trying to make it easier to play these things because they have such a meaningful part in your history.
Well, I mean, if you think about it,
That's how I take it.
Yeah, they did this right. It's a collectible card game they did right. If you need, like, the most expensive card I found was the Poe Dameron. You can only have 3 in your deck no matter what. So out of that $125, 3 cards were $90. The rest of it was just cheap bullshit stuff. And that card it's very rare. It's a rare card, and it's, sought after, and it's a really good card. And it came from the just brand new set. So I can see it being a little bit more expensive. But having a rare card with normal art, 25 cents. A rare card with alternate art, $15.
Maybe $1.
Yeah. It depending on what it is, and then you get the super alternate rare blah 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 showcase card. Yeah. And then it gets expensive. But you still get the same card at a cheap price, which makes the game accessible for everybody. Unlike Magic, you don't get accessibility on it. So that was the one thing that I thought was very interesting about the whole game and concept is, if you want to have a competitive deck, you're not spending $600 or $700.
That's the one thing that like I've repeatedly seen in like forums online. I've had people in like Board Game Geek forums like talking about how cool it is because the starter decks are just, you get the 2 decks in the starter kit.
Yeah.
And they're ready to go right off the cuff, play them together. What is it, like $30 for one? What did you guys pay? Like $30 for your?
No, 20.
20, 30, yeah.
So for the single deck, the Qui-Gon and the Darth Vader, they were 20 each.
It was Maul.
Maul, whatever.
Yeah.
Look,
Qui-Gon and Maul.
okay.
But
you know what my mental status is right now, okay? I'm fine.
Look,
it's fine.
Hooray, Spaceballs. Hi,
That's
honey.
right, Spaceballs.
Guys, Brian's alive. He heard me talking about him, teaching you how to play the game.
But overall, the start is like $20 to $30, give or take.
Yeah. And it's a very easy curve to get into. Like what I'm most excited for is that they announced on the last day that for the next season, which is the first season 1, which just started now, I believe, to go towards next year's Worlds, drafting and sealed are going to be competitive formats, and they're going to count. You're going to get points for those towards that. As someone who has only ever excelled in those kinds of formats, I'm so freaking excited.
I
and
like
drafting
drafts.
Star Wars Unlimited is insane. We've done it a couple times at different shows we've been to, with staff and like developers and stuff. It's fucking insane. It's so much fun. I've learned drafting strategies from some of the developers, so I'm a little cheaty, but that's whatever. It's fine.
Is it
Taylor,
cheating, or
you.
is it knowing what you know using what you know to your advantage?
We love Tyler. Brian is not very good at draft, but Brian's not very good at any draft. Not just Star Wars.
Right, just not very good. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what Brian's saying. Brian
Okay.
isn't very good. Look at the chat. He said it himself. I didn't do it this time.
But which Brian is he referring to? Because we know that there are multiple Brians.
Well, they are the same person, to be fair. Like, you can't argue that.
I can see it.
Indeed.
I see it. Yeah.
Riley asked why there were 2 dads when she met him, so I mean.
We actually got Erica into the game, and she's not a very big strategy game. But the ability of just doing one thing and one thing only when you play is perfect for her.
It's so nice. Oh my gosh.
You don't have to worry about this insane combo you have to pull off, or hopefully...
No Yu-Gi-Oh! No turn 1 win.
Yeah. So it was actually pretty good. So, so learning the game and everything, fine, no problem with it. Let's talk about the actual hall. So they had one side that was kind of cut off that had, they had the tournament side where they had the prize wall and the tournaments and, everything going on there. Their first tournament, their major tournament, had over 2,000 people in it.
Yes.
Easy.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. They gave the number to about 2,000 people on that. Huge.
I know exactly what my feedback on this part of this conversation is going to be, so I will interject when it's time, by the way.
And plenty of people at this convention. The other side was vendors. They had very few vendors, probably like what, 8 or so?
Max.
There were, I think there were like 6 or 7 different card shops, and then they had a couple of other vendors.
Yeah.
This was actually Build-A-Bear's first licensed trade show that they attended.
That's awesome.
She
We
was
met
talking
them.
about it a lot. She was so nice. Oh my gosh, their head of events. She's crazy. Crazy sweet.
Super fun. Too.
They sold out of Wampas though, and I was a little sad.
I mean, if they're gonna sell out of anything, it's definitely gonna be the Wampas.
With the detachable arm. She was just like when we were going through for lunch on the day when everyone was setting up, she was just like with everything. It was so funny.
Yeah, because
she's like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, they had a Lego grouping there too.
Yeah.
Some toys, the Toy Shack, which is on Fremont, which I bought something from him because they had a B-wing and I needed that B-wing.
Needed that B-wing.
He did.
Honestly, I was more surprised that it took him as long as it did to buy it and get it shipped.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to be shipped. He's had to ship it.
You were him and Han, and you were like, I need to think about it.
It was cool that he offered shipping, though. That was really a smart touch, especially because he was a local shop. But still.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that it took you as long as it did to finally break down and buy it, I was like,
yeah, well, B-wings are my favorite Star Wars vehicle, so I was like, damn it, and it was a big old toy. It's not like it's a model. It was a toy.
A big model, yeah.
There was no room whatsoever in any of our luggage.
No.
We had to buy another suitcase, so it's fine. I get
it. But they did have people running the Star Wars Edge game, the role-playing game. They had a little, you could get to play that. AMG did come out, and we're doing demos of Shatterpoint and Legion.
Everything which I played a demo of Legion. It was pretty fun.
The new rules for Legion's the one that got the updated rules.
Yeah.
I like the new rules a lot better. And Shatterpoint's always great.
Yeah, Shatterpoint's just shenanigan fun. Absolutely.
Yeah. And we played Shatterpoint, so we knew that. Mizzy has not played Legion, so I was like, hey, why don't you test out the Legion? I know what it's like, so on and so forth. So you test it out. Dallas was there, Simone was there, Ron Cruzy was there.
Good to see them.
Yeah, and so the team was there. We met a new person.
What's everyone painting? I'm not painting. I'm making stickers.
I am not painting. I have been sorting cards.
I am working on Daggerheart models for my in-person game because the Witherwild is kicking up, and so I have to paint Witherwild creatures. So they're wolves that are made out of trees and leaves.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
So, because
I have shiny cards, Cookie. I have shiny cards. Okay, they're like the shiniest.
So, they also had plenty of people there to do demos, so you can learn how to play the game, which is good. You always need that.
And they had a really cool thing I haven't seen at any card game tournament before, where you get a deck. Like they had pre-constructed decks for you, not ones you could buy, like lists of decks that have been played in these tournaments before the Worlds. And you get a deck, you play it, you get packs for playing it. And if you win, you get a draft card. And if you don't win, you play another person, but you get to keep your deck. And that was a really cool thing. I liked that a lot because it made it fair, and then you get an entry into a side event where you're eligible to get more cards. Like,
Nice.
it
Yeah,
was super
definitely
sweet.
fun.
So I mean,
But I want to talk. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, then they had all the people that we were talking about, the Project X or whatever, that had all the, life size replicas and
The
droids
droid.
and all that stuff. So I mean, and that was actually pretty cool. And also the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon that you could sit in, and it had noises and lights and everything, which was really, really
You
awesome.
had no fun at all.
No, I had none.
At all.
I did not geek out.
The one thing I really want to talk about though is the side events. So as someone who's run tournaments and everything, like that's my biggest criticism is when you run a tournament that's a multi-day tournament, especially, side events get a lot of draw because the more people get cut from the main event, the more they're playing in sides.
Correct.
And
Mhm.
they underestimated that fact quite a
Oh
deal.
yeah.
My friends were running sides, and I think it was Saturday. Katie, whose gym this is, it opened this week. She said it went really well. I'm very proud of her.
Hey.
She was saying like she had fired like 400 events in an 8-hour shift.
That is
Just
a lot.
sides. So like they did underestimate that, but it's growing pains too. Like they've never run
Yeah.
a tournament for a card game before. Fantasy Flight did a great, excellent, exceptional. Like I was blown away by how well they did for never having run a tournament like this before.
Yeah.
And that's not just me blowing smoke out my ass. That's like genuinely having run PTQs and regional qualifiers and stuff in the past. Like it's not easy. And knowing how many other events that this team ran in the time, they did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
everybody
all three
said
of us
that it.
know.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
we know what it takes to put on a show, be it a single event or, a whole ass weekend of
Convention,
yeah. So and since it's the first year, you're gonna expect growing pains. You're gonna expect,
oh yeah,
things that could have gone better. But now that you know, you can plan for next year and make it better.
and that they are. But they also went straight into Gen Con after that. So like,
Yes, they did.
oh my God. They had no time to rest. I think Nick went home for a whole 8 hours, and then drove to Gen Con.
Mm.
Uh, one of the OP girls was saying she had enough time to go home, so her cat would miss her the minute she left again. Like, it's crazy. The downside for next year is that the timing again lines up with San Diego. It will be on San Diego Comic-Con weekend again
yeah.
next year.
Um,
But we already have Pete, so that's a cool thing.
I did talk to some of the people that were doing the side events and stuff like that, and first day I probably would say they probably had about 4,000 people there.
Oh my God, yeah.
By the time it was said and done, and they needed more people. They needed more things.
Oh, yeah.
By day 2, they got it working a little bit better, and it wasn't as bad. But there was definitely first convention, hiccups, which they can do next time. They have plenty of space, so it's not like they can't, add more. There was
Oh,
plenty
yeah.
of space to do things, so not a big deal. Let's just talk about the actual. So we got to see a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and they were streaming games on YouTube and Twitch and all this other stuff. They had a full fucking studio. This wasn't
They
like,
had a professional company, actually.
Yeah.
So we met one of the lighting designers. We all had breakfast with him. Jean-Luc, you're awesome. If you ever hear this. And like, so we got to see him on the last day too. We saw him on Monday when everyone was tearing down. When we went for breakfast, he was there. It was cute. But he's a professional lighting designer. Like we followed each other on Instagram, and I got to see some of the stuff he's ever done, and it's like Hollywood caliber stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
they stopped at no expense for this tournament. I will say that. We knew that already, but like they stopped at nothing. Like they went all balls to the wall on
I think they had 250 judges
Oh yeah.
and staff to work it. They had a full studio,
I should have gotten
in the
actual
front.
staff.
Yeah, and then they had behind it, they had all the people working all the scenes and all the cards
Oh
and
yeah.
all the stuff to get everything ready and all the splash screens. They had the commentary. I mean,
Oh my god.
this was a full, huge studio. This wasn't, like two guys sitting behind a green screen. This was full production cameras, so on and so forth. This was legit. They threw fucking money at this thing. I
Well, we do
mean,
that with how many hotel rooms that
oh yeah.
we know that they got, like the quality of the catering they got, like
Oh,
seeing it all. I can't talk about how much it was, but
Let's talk
I
about
know
the
how
food.
much.
let's talk about the food because we're all about the food here. So I
my God.
volunteered for plenty of conventions and they've offered food. And it's usually this little box with a dry sandwich, a packet of mustard, a package of mayonnaise, a bag of chips, and a small bottle of water. We
God
get
deserves,
there.
like, work for a convention that I'm not getting him stuff for ever again.
We go in there and it is a fucking buffet style food. I
Our
think,
first night
Hell yeah,
was
it was.
pasta and meatballs.
yeah, one night
dinner.
was filet. And
That was
cooked
lunch.
just correctly. Yeah, and that was a lunch. Yeah, that was lunch, not dinner. Breakfast was kind of like your standard. There was muffins and bread and
I think the part that killed me the most was the one day that you guys were all like, "Oh, they should have had chorizo with it and made it little burritos." And then the next morning there was freaking
They
chorizo
did
in their
that.
burritos. It was so funny. I was losing my mind.
Yeah, it was the breakfast was what you would think. It was eggs and pastries and
The oatmeal was like
stuff.
the perfect consistency for me, and I have a lot of food aversion with textures, so like.
Yeah,
That
that was
really cool. And it
legit.
was consistent. Every day it was the same consistency. Like I was
Yeah.
like, this is great.
I gotta say, my favorite breakfast though was the chorizo burritos with the verde sauce.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that thing was great. Lunches.
Whatever that red velvet loaf was.
There was always some kind of pastry dessert thing at every meal.
They were all so good. I think there was one that I didn't like.
Yeah, I didn't care
There was
for.
a couple that I didn't like, but that's also because I'm not a very dessert person.
Yeah.
So.
You're sweet enough.
But we had, I mean, steak, meatballs, pasta, you name it.
God.
It was.
And
So many kinds of
They pretty much
fish.
always had a salad too.
Yes.
They always had a vegetarian option, a pescatarian option, and then a meat option. And I really liked that. That was a really nice touch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the meals were amazing. And you could get, you weren't like take a slice of pizza, type thing. It was like fill your plate up because they had a shit ton of food.
Yeah.
So I will say I learned how much breakfast was per head, and
Oh, it's ridiculous. I've priced out food for our people at conventions, and it's ridiculous.
oh no, like this was like they had to. So yes, but no. So like I found out how much it was per head for just the food, and this was including all the people that didn't show up because they had to pay for everyone that they were
Oh, yeah.
potentially feeding. And just breakfast alone, I found out how much that was, and when I say Asmodee, Fantasy Flight, you pulled out all the stops on this bad boy. You pulled out all the stops on this bad boy. That was
Oh, yeah.
a lot.
The food
Oh, man,
was
good.
incredible. But we got to talk about the after party.
The
After party.
This was
Yeah.
so this wasn't an after party in a convention sense. I'm putting a stop on all of that thought. So this was the wrap party. So this was a thank you dinner for everyone that was involved in the show, all the staff, all of the vendors, well, not all of the vendors, but like everyone that was a special guest of the convention.
Yeah.
And we were qualified as special guests. Next year we will be staff. I had that conversation because there were several security people that tried to tell me no. And if you've met me, which you guys have, that is the one thing you don't do.
Oh yeah, they would always.
My popcorn.
we would be
Oh my
walking, and I'd walk up, and they were like, "It says guest," and we go, "Yes, guest is
Yep.
higher than VIP and higher than staff. We're invited here." And we get all the treatment. And the lady was like, "Oh, okay." And of course, I just used Fey Charm and just got on through everything that I needed to go through.
This is the first contract I've ever signed, and I had it in my pocket the entire time. I was like, I have a contract. You can't stop me. And So one of the guys that runs the staffing company for all the judges and everything was like behind us one of the times when security was trying to tell me no. And he's just laughing his ass off because he knows me and he knows my charisma and he's like, "What are you doing? Just go. Just go." And I was like, "No, they're telling me no." um yeah, so this wrap party, they there was a prime rib carving station kind of
Mm-hmm.
deal for us.
Mm-hmm.
There were
Melted in
drinks.
my
Like, it
mouth.
was, oh my god, it was so good.
Uh-huh.
Um, it was definitely the piece de resistance. They gave us some swag as a thank you. Like, we really like we got you guys got to see the perks of working in the gaming industry, which you guys knew already.
Yeah.
But this is so I will say, as someone who has worked for Asmodee in the past, um, this is normal for them. Like that level of gratitude and putting stuff in everyone's hands that help them out, that is normal for them, and it's not normal in the industry. I've worked for a couple other companies before, and I have never gotten the amount of gratitude and recognition. Your poor office. I know you have a lot of stuff in your office, but you're so happy about it because you didn't pay anything for it. So shut up.
That's
Um,
right. Shut up.
that's right.
There was
But the
there was a
amount of
lot
stuff
of stuff that we got.
they give everything, they genuinely appreciate the people that help them. And I've worked for a lot of people in the industry. I've met a lot of people in the industry, and I've worked in a lot of different, like, bigger organizations in general. And I've never felt more gratitude from anyone that I have from Anthony, ever.
You know,
Miss Bees.
the one thing that I wanted to bring up and such, and
Yeah.
there was there's always first con things that you have to get through, that you have to learn. It just has to happen. You know, what I would like to see for next year is more spaces for people to play the card game, even just pickup games. More side events to keep people busy, because a bored person at a convention is not good.
Well, I will interject, but the side events were mostly fill and fire. So it
Yeah,
was as they walk up to it, they do it. And
yeah,
that's normal. Maybe like next year if they have the like sealed a limited format main event running concurrent with the regular main event,
yeah,
like that would be pretty dope. I would love to see that. But this fill and fire side events is normal practice for a
yeah.
card game tournament. I will
Just
say
more of
that.
that. I'd like to see more vendors. I did talk with the vendors and ask them what they were restricted. They were not restricted by anything. They could bring whatever they wanted. So they could have brought, magic cards, whatever they wanted. It didn't have to be just Star Wars stuff.
Mostly Star Wars though.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
they said that they were not restricted on anything. So I was like, I'd like to see more vendors. And I bet you next year people will bring more different type of cards and such, and more
Oh, I bought a lot of
things.
magic cards.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of magic cards.
Yeah.
I will say that the organizations, the shops that came, like Pastimes, for example, I've worked with them concurrently on a lot of shows. They do all of the ticketed events for Magic at the PAXs. They are one of the biggest organized play shops in the country in general for any kind of game. So that kind of made me believe, like, I haven't heard of any of the other shops that were present personally, but that makes me believe that that's the tier that they're on, is like these are the shops across the country that are big in the scene.
Yeah.
So they're getting invited as the first time kind of thing. So maybe they're gonna. My thought process would be if Fantasy Flight was gonna do something special with it and around it to get more vendors in, because I know it was an invitation this year.
Yes.
Maybe like a point system based off of how much product they sell or how many tournaments they run. That would be a pretty smart thing to do. To
Yeah.
see if they get invited to the show as a, like, giving them a booth area. But like that would be my thought process. That would be pretty cool.
There was plenty of space just in those two areas, so they could do.
Oh yeah.
They can expand. I would like to see more RPG tables, or they say something about it. I know this is a Galactic event, but
You know.
yeah, there was a lot of people that did play in a lot of the RPGs as a side
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and I think it would be really good for them. It would be nice to see maybe like some Legion or Shatterpoint events. Still keep it Star Wars, but let
Yeah.
AMG run like a, I wouldn't say a tournament, but could do big narrative events or whatever. Um,
Mm-hmm.
as long as it's, because you want AMG there because they do all the Star Wars miniature games, but let them have a bigger space. Let them, run a tournament. Do things like that. It would be, or a narrative event or something. Because I'll tell you right now, there was a lot of people on day 2 and day 3 that came over and played that, and then went over and bought some of the stuff at the AMG booth.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So I
Definitely.
will say that as far as like the official events go, I do know that they have to go through all of the channels to get those approved.
Oh yeah,
So like the problem that the only like problem potentially that could come up with that is someone above Fantasy Flight, someone above Asmodee going, "Hey, no, this is just a Star Wars Unlimited thing. You can't advertise these other side events
yeah,
for
and,
different
and it
games."
could be,
Like,
but it would be good in my opinion to add
oh
more
yeah,
to it. I mean, because I had
oh
plenty of
yeah,
space left over,
yeah.
plenty
I'm
of
not
space.
disagreeing with that at all, but
Because the paint
I
and take was
on the
actually really
topic,
popular. There was quite a few people that did the paint and take. There was a lot of
they run a very good pay and take. AMG has always run a very good pay
yeah.
and take. I will
So
say that.
it would be good to see if they expanded that a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
type stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said,
Um,
overall, I didn't have any issues with the event, but I didn't play in it. But looking as an outsider and someone that's run a convention, this is their first one. They're gonna have hiccups. It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. It's just things have got you go through your first year and you're like, okay, this is what we need to do to improve next year. No
they did a
problem.
really good job for a
Yeah.
first year for never having none of the team behind it had run a card game tournament before. I do
Yeah.
know that.
And they're, the registration, they had a company there running that. They had plenty of stuff going on. They took care of everybody that worked it, which was really good.
Oh yeah.
Um, they took care of all their players. Um, there was some complaints about people not being able to get pins and such, but that's a collector thing. First come, first serve.
Yeah.
So, that's
Those
kind of how
pins
it
are
is.
awesome.
But I mean, overall, I mean, if Bree asked me, I'll go again next year because we did get invited back next year.
So, yeah, rough invite back. Granted, I'm waiting for the final, like, their final results and everything after Gen Con, after they all settle down, but it's looking pretty solid for next year for us. And we, like I said, Adam really wants to go again, especially if Metallica's in residence over there. Here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch over to
he was
the.
like, Steve told me about this, and I think that'd be dope. And I was like, Adam, you would actually
He's
do the whole
not
weekend?
wrong.
He's like, I would do the whole time. I wouldn't leave early. I wouldn't come late. I'd take extra days. I'd go. And I was like, I'm proud of you because you don't do that. So this is the closest thing to vacation he's ever had. Well, for a long time, really. So I'm really proud of him for taking it easy. I'm grateful for everyone that came with us. Um, this was our first huge event. This is our first like events put on by a multi-billion-dollar company, I will say with certainty. And it was one of our most successful events, one of our most successful sensory rooms. Um, which it may not feel like it was because of our foot traffic. We didn't have a lot of people coming in, but where we were located was absolutely perfect for what we do. And the more people found out about us, the more the buzz happened. And that's what you need is we're just there if you need us. We're not there to say, hey, you need to stop in the sensory room. You need to just relax. But knowing that people knowing that they had that option really helped so many of the attendees.
Yeah.
It was insane. It was great. So we did exactly what we needed to do and we did it well, and I am grateful for each and every one of you for coming out and supporting me. This was my first official event run for Sage and Compassion. Sage is the sensory adjusted gaming experience. By the way, that's my brand under the Compassion umbrella. Um, more on that when we get more on that. But um, yeah, so tentatively same time next year. Homies.
You know I got you.
Yeah, we actually as a team, we talked about it, on the way home and everything, and we're there next year, type thing.
Beautiful.
So,
Even Miss No Fly.
yeah. The thing is we decided that we've seen Vegas, we've done Vegas. Now we can save up and we can do the cool stuff like go to the spa and get a 100-minute massage.
Even with the plane, Brian's asking.
Yes, she said this
so
time she would probably
plane.
like take some pot or whatever, or Dramamine, or
So like the thing I will say this publicly is like I'm a doer. I have a really hard time just sitting still in the room, but I'm the face, I'm the presence, I'm the fey creature for these rooms, kind of a thing. So, Gonzo, you and I are in that same mindset. If we can go out, we can spread out, spread the joy, spread the love, spread the whatever. Jen, Brian, and Brian are just like, I'm here. I'll do what you need me to do.
I'll be your cheerleader.
This is very much in that boat too. Of like, whatever you want us to do, we'll do it. So like Jen came and spread with me. Like I didn't want to walk alone, so someone was always with me, kind of a deal. Erica and Steve and Adam are very much, I'll sit here and I'll watch it. And that's what I'm doing, and it's helping. And it is. And that's the kind of person that really keeps it going because of the three of them, like we all got to take a full day and just do what we wanted to do for a full day. And that was important. Like Adam and Steve came into this knowing, hey, we just want to do this one thing and then we're in the room the rest of the weekend. We don't care. Like, and that helped us be able to do that. So like we took Saturday, you guys took Sunday, we got to go explore, do what we wanted. Like that's the kind of teamwork, and it was an unspoken sense of we got this shit.
It
And
was
that
very
was really
natural feeling.
That's the
Very
kind of thing
organic.
I've always wanted to cultivate for this kind of stuff, and we nailed it on the first try. So, thank you guys.
Got you, fam.
Even though I'm dying now, don't mind me.
Oh yeah, no. As soon as we hit back to Arkansas, my allergies are just like, ugh.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not just sick. Cool.
My poor nose.
Oh, and my skin feels so much better. Yeah.
I both did and did not miss the humidity. Okay, did I like
Correct.
feeling like a lizard? Absolutely not. Did I miss sweating from every pore in my body? Absolutely not.
But
It's a love-hate.
It's a necessary evil, unfortunately, and
Yeah.
I will live in the chokehold of humidity for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a good event. A lot of fun. Asmodee takes care of their people.
Yeah.
Asmodee is a lot of fun. The game was a lot of fun. I bought a bunch of cards. I bought a couple of decks. I actually created a custom Sabine mat that I actually contacted the person that created the artwork and said, "Hey, I need this in this format. Can you do that?" And he's like, "You buy it. I'll put it in that format." And then I told them I was using it for, and they were like, "I want a picture once you're done." And so I'm waiting for it to come in. So I have a custom Sabine play mat.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
It's
I can't
gonna
wait.
be really pretty.
Yeah, it's going to be. I'm hoping it comes in soon because I bought it about a week ago. So
You nerd.
yeah.
Gonzo buying things? What?
What? Other than that, I'd go back. I'd play some more. Type thing.
I think next year we're gonna. I think one of the things I want to make sure we all do is next year we all play in a side event.
Yeah.
Except Jen because she hates card games. But
She could be our cheerleader.
Yeah.
She could just cosplay. Oh, that's something else. I would have loved to have seen a cosplay event there. That would have been. That's a perfect place. That's a perfect place for a cosplay.
That's something that I was going to bring up with Caitlin, which is one of my friends on the event team. And I was going to talk to her about that because it's not the main draw, which is fine, but there are so many with the 501st and Saber Guild. There's so many good cosplays. Seeing like, what was the one that we saw that she left her armor with us?
Oh, she was a Mandalorian. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
It was so cool. And she was what, like 15? She did an amazing job. Like, I was blown away by that.
Yeah.
I would have wanted to see more of that. Absolutely. The Rando Mando. Good job, babe. Yeah, and we did 100,000 steps. Brian counted with his app. When we sat down on our first plane to come home, he had hit like 110,000 steps for the weekend.
There was plenty of steps.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll look forward to next year.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Now we're in the part of the section where we're gonna do some media. So
It's been 2 weeks, guys. I've got 3. It's some
I
news that we
have
can talk
one
about.
from 2 days ago, so let's go.
So one thing we're going to talk about is Mizzy and I did watch the last Age of Umbra. The Critical Role did, and they did the final episodes. We watched it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Tier 3. Sorry.
And so we found it
the
very interesting. If you haven't watched it and you don't want to be spoiled, don't listen. Which is interesting because Gen Con news started happening while we were watching this. And so there's going to be a season 2 of Age of Umbra, which is great because I liked it. It's fun. Matt Mercer can still do it. But there's a lot of dead people in that game.
Yeah.
So I know you're gonna get to it, but what's the thing with Brennan Lee Mulligan that's not American Girl doll shoes?
So yeah, so we're going to talk about that in just a second.
I don't know. Gonna do it.
So they're going to be doing a season 2 of Age of Umbra. Matt Mercer's going to run that, which is interesting because out of the entire party, only 2 people came out alive. So are they going to make new characters? Are they going to have those 2 and everybody else make new characters? But we're waiting. But the big news coming out, which I really liked Daggerheart and I liked Age of Umbra, it was fun, was the announcement at Gen Con. Besides Daggerheart having a lot of things coming out, they're going to have cards coming out for every class, all this other stuff. Campaign 4 is going to start October 2nd, which is really good, not too far away. But Matt Mercer is not going to be running it. He's going to be playing it. And Brennan from Dimension 20 is going to be the GM. And
So I knew this was coming.
I can't wait for this because nothing wrong with Matt Mercer. Love the guy to death. I just like Brennan's style better. And he's a much
Just
more
remember,
narrative GM.
Brennan Lee Mulligan. Sorry, Brennan's main passion will always be his American Girl doll shoes.
Oh, I
Don't
know.
forget.
I like his storytelling and I like the way he runs things more than Matt Mercer. Also, I think he lets them fuck around and find out and will let them fuck around and find out in the game. Because he's not going to let it just kind of slide.
Yes.
And now, of course, we don't know what system they're going to use, but there has been hints that he's calling it a GM and not a DM. And on top of that, they, if they don't run it as a Daggerheart, that is a complete waste of time and money. They should run it as a Daggerheart.
Am I allowed to say screw Watsy on here?
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
Cool, screw Watsy.
Don't get me wrong. You like whatever game you like, but Daggerheart is a much better game, especially for online streaming.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
100%. It would shock me if they did 5th edition or some other system besides
I would
Daggerheart.
be disappointed if they did 5th edition and not Daggerheart.
Yeah, and I know that he's actually said some things about 5th edition and D&D and some other stuff that I think Brendan is going to run it. I think it's going to be a Daggerheart, and it's not the entire Critical Role team. They said there's going to be newer people also in this, so it's not the same.
I'm really excited to see who's at the table. I really am.
It's gonna be really interesting to see if they blend the Dimension 20 people with the Critical Role people or if there's completely new people.
I think if they do anything, they're gonna pull people that were special guests at the 20-sided tavern. I think that would be the smart play here. Because then you're also getting the D&D crowd, you're getting the Dimension 20 crowd, you're getting the pop culture crowd, and you're also getting that, I don't want to say Broadway experience crowd, because a lot of people did just go because it was a Broadway show.
Yeah.
But you're getting a lot more bang for your buck if you do that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Well, they'll give us more stuff as it come along, but it also frees up Matt Mercer to work on more Daggerheart stuff too. I know that he said he was looking for that.
Play.
And he gets to play.
I think that's the real reason why they're doing it. I think that's the real reason why they brought in a new GM.
And they brought one of the perfect people to do that too. Brendan is a very much a narrative GM. He likes people to fuck around and find out, and he's not going to let people get away with it either. He's
also not going to space cow you.
Yeah, he's not going to space cow you, but he'll definitely, you fucked around, you found out.
If you do something stupid, you're going to have consequences.
Yes.
Oh my god.
which
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to. So narrative stuff or stuff outside of that. So one of the things that what did I watch this week? I caught up on all the Star Trek episodes. Brave New World. I think they're on episode 5 or whatever. There is one comedy episode which is fucking hilarious.
I have only watched the first 2,
Yeah,
which is
so
one of my 3. So
and I
thanks,
can't
God.
wait for episode 6. Episode 6 I can't wait for because it is a Muppet Sesame Street Star Trek episode.
They got the Jim Henson Company to come in and help them out with that.
Yes.
I love your face right now, Brie.
It is going to be so
I have a
good.
lot of feelings right now.
Yeah.
It is going to be so funny. I can't wait for it because it's going to be so dumb.
Yes.
The best way.
Yeah, in the best way. I really want to see that. I hope it does really well. It was good. Other than that, Brie, what do you want to go with?
Oh my god. So Friday, we went to the Linkin Park concert at TD Garden.
Nice.
So a lot of backstory on this one. First off, the reason I didn't go to Gen Con this year is because of this concert. Originally, it was going to be Brian's daughter's first concert. She's 15. But then Baby Metal announced a tour, so we took her to that first. So, whatever. But this was supposed to be her first concert, and it was supposed to mean a lot of things. So Linkin Park was Brian's first concert back in the days. He's seen them now 3 times, which screw him. So this was the first time I met my brother's girlfriend. They've been together for 2 years. They live in Connecticut, so he's laughing at me. You son of a bitch. I don't see him often, but he helped me move up to New Hampshire when I moved up here years ago. We stay in touch, but we're both very space casey, so we don't see each other often. We don't talk often, but we're always pick up where you left off, and very firm believers that
Mhm.
we're each other's family. We're it, like some months, some blood matters, and it's the 2 of us to the end of the line, kind of a deal. This was my first time meeting his girlfriend. We had always talked about we wanted to see them together, and his brother had gotten him tickets. And 2 weeks before his concert, it would have been his first time seeing Linkin Park, was when Chester died.
Oh,
So the show was obviously
damn.
canceled.
Mhm.
And this was one of those big things where it's like, we never thought we'd be able to do this together, let alone at all. So like we 100% were all in. So we got hotel rooms overnight. We went out for dinner in Little Italy in Boston, which was amazing. And then we went in, and it was an absolutely religious experience. Say what you want about Emily Armstrong, because there's a lot of controversy about her as a person. Um, every song that she was not the original vocalist on, which was most of them, she made it feel like she was hosting a memorial. She wasn't trying to change things. She wasn't trying to take over things. She was letting, and Paris was there too. But like she was trying to everyone was singing obviously because everyone's known these songs. Everyone's been waiting for them to go on tour and relive their childhoods and everything. And it was one of the most spiritual things I've ever done. And it wasn't intended to be so. It was absolutely a magical time. And we asked Riley, I was like, how was it? Was it overstimulating? She's like, no, this was amazing. Like, this was awesome. They had some crazy lighting effects, crazy visuals. Um, Mike Shinoda showed that he's great with everyone, with the fans, with the kids. It was very much the Mike show because it was him. It was always him. And Emily was there and she helped make it special. And it was an incredible time. I had such a good time. It was zero space for me. It's really good.
I love that for you. I'm also a little jealous, but I love that for you.
I have videos. I'll send them to you later.
Okay.
Mizzy, what you got?
So I watched a horror film that's newer. It's got Michael B. Jordan in it, ×2.
How was it?
I watched Sinners. So holy fuck, man. It was really good. So it started off really weird, but then they did this whole okay, it was 24 hours ago. And then you get into the meat of the story and it's like, okay, I see what they're doing here. That's cool. And then everyone's having a good time, um doing their thing, music, everything, and then vampires. Holy shit.
I have to be right back. My dog's clawing at the desk that our 3D printers are on because his ball is behind it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I watched it too because I asked y'all to watch it so you could give me a review on it. I liked it.
I was really impressed with it. Yeah, it's horror, but it's still really enjoyable.
Sinners
And-
was solid.
Yeah, definitely. So
Thank you.
what'd you give it, Gonzo?
Like a 1.5. No, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It was good. It was solid.
Yeah, I'd say about 1.5. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd agree
very
with that.
solid.
And I really enjoyed that Michael B. Jordan was playing two characters.
He's a
I will tell you, the one scene with all the ancestors dancing and singing and people from everything, that was legit good. That I was jamming to that. I was like, I was getting into that one.
Absolutely.
Coogler does do a great job directing.
I want to talk about something that is going to be a show and is coming out, and that's Starfleet Academy. The teaser trailer came out this week, and fucking Holly Hunter. Holy crap. Just seeing her girls.
Fucking excited.
Yeah. And you're watching this and you know it's in the future. So we don't have to reference anything, don't have to keep with any, whatever. It's all, all the stuff's in the past so they can do whatever. And it's got, Tig, which was, the science officer, engineer, whatever.
Give me more Tig. She is a badass.
She's awesome. And then, because we're getting Tilly and all the other stuff, Tilly, and she's going to be professor and everything. And of course, there's going to be some romancing. It's a college type story in the Starfleet world. No problem. Don't care. They've done this before. It's Star Trek. They've done love stuff in here before. Not a big deal. As long as I don't go CW with it, I'm okay. Yeah. But the ending scene with an amazing actor whistling the Star Trek theme as he's walking down the hallway, Paul fucking Giamatti in this as an alien. And I love that guy.
Got dropped. Okay. I was like,
I knew he was going to be in the series, but I love him. Everything he's done, he's always, a great actor and everything. He's one of my favorite. And seeing him in this, he is going to just chew up fucking scenes and spit them out. I cannot wait to see this. I'm hyped for it. I like it. I'm ready for it. Give me more Star Trek. Brave New World is shutting down and such, so we know that this is going to be the next Star Trek thing. I hope it does good, but it looks fun as hell.
So, I believe it.
If you haven't watched the trailer, go watch the teaser trailer. It came out this not too long ago, so go check it out. Bree, what's your second?
I want to go back to the horror theme because I had a small stroke the other day. So the comedian Matt Rife announced that he purchased the Warren Estate and Museum, and that one of his main plans is to open it for overnight stays.
But what's in this horror museum that makes it so popular?
Well, she's not in it right now. I think she's still lost after her handler died, but Annabelle is part of this estate. Okay, so I had a small stroke. I saw this. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, this is not a good idea." Like, I don't know. The Warrens turned over in their grave when Annabelle was taken on tour. First off, but like, what the fuck? That's just a bad idea. This is not the way the world is supposed to end. There's a lot of ways the world's supposed to end right now with how things are going. This was not on my bingo card. This is not where I thought we were going. I'm not excited. Not even a little. That's all I have to say about that because I don't have anything else nice to say about it. But that's something we're talking about. Mizzy.
Well, we kind of touched on my other two already, so
Damn it, Gonzo!
I know, right? But we didn't really get into the last episode of Age of Umbra in like detail.
Yeah.
So how they ended that was amazing. I love the choices that everybody made. It all wrapped up nicely and it felt really natural. And I love rogues. Without giving too much away, I love the Night Stalker rogues.
It is a very good class. Yeah, that the final episode, the final battle, all that stuff was really good. People
A
played.
lot of shit happened.
Yeah. So it was good. I look forward to see what they're gonna do with season 2, which it'll be another short season, type thing. Don't know when it's gonna happen. And it could be on off air, off things. I'm really looking forward. I'm not a big Critical Role fan, but Brennan being in there really wants me to go. And if they do it as Daggerheart, I'm definitely going to watch it because I think it's going to be really good. What else? Did a lot of 3D printing this week and such. So I got all that stuff going on, but I got a ton of stuff to paint. I don't really have
One more
anything.
to talk about.
What you got?
And so that's Lollapalooza, which happened in Chicago this weekend. As you guys know, I'm huge on music. And a couple of things happened at Lollapalooza that were kind of like whoa factor. But not even really like in the whoa, this is a huge surprise kind of way, but like the artist Doechii announced that they're going on tour, which is I think it's their first tour, which is a big thing. They gained a lot of popularity in the last couple of months. Olivia Rodrigo brought out Weezer during her headlining set. Twice was the first female K-pop group to headline. Gracie Abrams brought out Robin and did Dancing on My Own during her set. And the piece that really stuck it for me, which is gonna sound very free, is that Naomi Scott did her first set at Lollapalooza. She played the Pink Power Ranger in the live action the recent Mighty Morphin movie. But she sang her solo song from Lemonade Mouth during her set at Lollapalooza. And that's one of my favorite Disney Channel movies. So I was like, I watched that on the internet. Literally she couldn't even sing because everyone else was screaming the words and was so excited to see it. So it's like, it's just the nostalgia factor. There's been a lot of good coming out of Lollapalooza that I've been following along with.
Nice.
That's what I got. I need to be able to live in order to do more, and I've been dead most of this week, so.
Yeah. Lots of watching the back of eyeballs.
Yep.
It's an entertaining time, though.
Yeah, y'all got to stay home on Tuesday while I had to go to work on Tuesday and put in my
That is not my fault that you did not plan
4
accordingly.
day notice. Yeah. Put in my 4 day notice.
Look at you. See, you're fine.
No, it was fine. Guys, that's pretty much our episode. That's pretty much everything going on. Just to remind you, Wednesday night we will not have a paint and hangout because Thursday we're doing our Rebirth of Souls campaign, which we're going to be switching over to Daggerheart. Hopefully everybody has everything done so we don't have to worry about it. And then Saturday will be Nestor's Lost Souls campaign in the Warcrow universe. Can't wait to get into that. And then Sunday you will have Nestor's recap of JitCon and everything that happened there, because there was a lot of stuff that happened this year. So, guys, please take care of yourself. Please look after each other. We love you. We appreciate you. We think you're awesome. We hope to see you again. We hope you hang out with us more. For More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
Mizzy.
And Bree.
Good night.
Thanks for listening to More Than Dice, making the world a better, nerdier place, one dumb joke at a time. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. For more nerdy action or to connect with your hosts, Check them out on Facebook.com/morethandice and Twitch.tv/more_than_dice. Until next time, stay nerdy, stay proud, and we'll see you soon on the More Than Dice podcast.